Here at Simply Garden, with over 50 years of gardening experience, I believe in keeping things simple and productive while gardening in your own backyard. Well, good morning everybody. This is around the first week of October here, and I've been waiting to do something with the strawberries. I tried an experiment this year. I've alluded to probably in some other videos if you picked it up there, but those of you newer join me. I'm working hard on getting the strawberries to do better, more organic treatment to them. And what I did differently this year is I treat them with blood meal and kelp meal, then once in a while some good old fish emusion. I do also use a combination of a strawberry fertilizer from Gardens Alive. But wow, what a difference. I've been feeding them monthly. I missed that, I admitted earlier that, you know, after so many years of gardening, you miss a few things there. And so I've been feeding these guys religiously every month. I even did it the first part of September, and that's it though for the season, because you don't want to create too much new growth. But I am really impressed, very happy with the new amount of stuff that's coming out down there. If you can see that, there we go. Nice new growth. Of course, this will be mulched down for the winter time once the frost sets in, but plants look super healthy. I didn't get as many berries this year as I was hoping. The previous year I got like 60, 70 pints. This year I think I only got like 20, 22 pints out of the whole. I have 5 raised beds. So what I did is I took runners. This is a brand new bed I put in here. And I took runners and put them into the bottom of pots. I actually took like this pot here, stuck a pot in, buried it, took runners off the plants that are coming out when the newer plants and the plants produce runners around July, and stuck them on top, and there we go, a beautiful looking strawberry plant. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to transplant this over here, where this is actually the last year for this bed, so I don't mind trying this experiment here. As you can see, it looks pretty thin here, but I'm going to put these plants in there. Hey, I'll get another year out of these, and these plants do that well, I'll transplant them out to a different bed for next year, because usually what happens during the summer, even though these beds look okay, that one over there looks pretty good too. You can see it out there. They start thinning out in some places, so I want to try to keep as much plants growing as I possibly can. So I'm going to take these out of these heavier areas here, move these around a little bit, and we'll see what we get. So here we go. We'll just pull these guys out. Like I say, some I'm not going to take out. I'll take them out and replant them because there's not much growing in there. Like this one here, that looks pretty good though. And the runners that I see here, by the way, I'm not going to let as many runners go. There's a debate about that. I know the commercial places let them pretty much run full boat, but there's also the other side of, I learned from Miranda Gardner. He was talking about the controversy of letting runners grow and not grow, and also doing some research myself, is if you let too much runner activity take place, what happens is it sucks the life out of the plant during the winter time, because it's trying to keep that newer plant growing. So if you're going to have runners, they recommend once the plant gets established, then break off the like this is new roots coming out here. I'll break that off. They say break it away from the original mother plant so it doesn't grab nutrients out of that plant to try to develop the new runner. But I'm just going to pull these out of here. Like this one here is kind of established, so we'll go ahead and break that one away. There we go. I do have a disease right here, I can tell, so I'm going to pull all this out of here. I'm not very happy with. See how that's already dying back? That shouldn't be like that for brand new plants. So I'm going to pull this totally out of the garden here, because some reason is not cooperating there. So it could be something in the soil that's not making it do well. So I'll just throw that all out and put it in the compost bin. And what I'll do is I'll take one of the potted plants I just took out of here and just dump it right in there, because that's a nice big hole there I want filled up. It is important that when you plant new strawberry plants, you don't plant them where this is nice. This is going to be beautiful. There we go. There we go. Didn't even know it was switched over. And we'll give it a good drink of fish emusion. But like I was saying, you want to be careful where you plant your strawberry plants. Pay attention to what was growing there the previous couple of years. Potatoes, where strawberries might have been, tomatoes. You gotta be careful not to plant strawberries where those were growing. Even peppers, because there are diseases in them. I think peppers you gotta be careful of, but I'll have to check further into that if that's okay. A lot of things you can check online, just say what not to plant where strawberries are growing, and that should come right up if you Google that. So we're going to start pulling these guys out of here. Just make sure nothing's attached to it to rip off a new plant that's already forming next to it. You can feel some runners in there. Here we go. Yeah, this is great. I think I'm going to water these first before I transfer. They seem a little dry. But we'll go ahead and put them in the wheelbarrow and we'll give them a good watering. Let them soak for a while, then we'll transplant them out so that the roots don't get loosened up. And just kind of push this back around, fill the void that was left there. Probably got to find where these guys are. The dirt kind of filled in some of these here, but yeah, I'm very happy. This looks really good. You see that here's a runner. I'm going to break that off so it's not sucking the juice out of it. That's too small. That'll never make it there. All right. Here's another one here. We'll lift this one out. Okay. There we go. That's awesome. Look at the root growth coming out of the bottom of that. That's beautiful. Boy, oh boy. I guess I got two in there. That's okay. Two will do fine next to each other. There we go. I guess if it looks a little thin, I'll just stick another. I'll move one of these. This potted one probably over there. It looks a little thin in there. I think I'm gonna. Oh, actually, this is growing. It's a new plant. Yeah, we'll let that sit in there. It's going to fill nicely there. Okay. Let's see what else we got. Another one here. Yeah, that's a nice new plant growing there. We'll just break away the runners where it's coming from so it can take off growing by itself and won't suck energy out of the mother plant. It was a little tedious, but hey, you get to it. Alright, like these runners, I don't want these coming off this main plant because you need all the energy going back into the new plant. Okay. I think I did like 12 of these in here, so we'll see if we can find most of them. And if they got lost, they got left behind, oh well. We could deal with that next year if we find the pot there. Yes, here's a little disease right here. You can see when the leaves start doing that, there's a problem with the plant. So I'm going to take this out of here also. A new plant shouldn't be looking like that. So we're going to lift that right out of there. It's just, you can see it's already dried up, already up there, like that there. You can see that. A new plant shouldn't have that. These are brand new plants. So we're going to go ahead and just dig a hole and put one of these guys in here because now we got a pretty good sized hole here. We'll just stick one of these guys right back in there. There we go. That's even a little root bound. We'll loosen those roots up a little bit on the bottom there. You don't want to get root bound on you. There we go. Say that fast, huh? Root bound. Okay. You want to make sure they grow pretty much the same depth that you're growing. Okay. That looks nice. Let's continue looking along here, see if we can find some more in here. I know I do the raised bed system here, which I don't do any wood along the edges there. And I'll be getting into how I winterize this whole thing. That's the next thing coming up. As you can look out, you can see all these different beds are been reformed up, but I'll actually go through and show you exactly how I do that and why I do it. But it's nice with the grass. You can walk out here in the bare feet in the summertime and not get dirty, so it works pretty good that way. But you gotta work with the straw beds. The grass does tend to want to grow into it, so like every year or two I'll just go through and just clip back the cut back the edges with the shovel and just to stop the grass from growing into the garden where the strawberries are growing. Alrighty. I got another interesting story to tell you here. So we have wild turkeys in a lot of parts of the country. The U.S. have wild turkeys running around now, and with 60 acres of woods behind me, they do come through once in a while. And when we put the straw down in the fall, usually like around November, well, these turkeys would come through and scratch the life out of everything in that bed. Of course, they'd pull up all the runners. The plants would survive, but the new runners coming in there, they'd all get dug up with their paws because they're scratching the soil, looking for whatever's in there. They think there's seeds on it because the straw, I do about 4 inches of layer of actual straw. Well, they think there's stuff in there for them that they need to get at. And of course, they dig up the runners. So now what I do is I wait until we get a good frost. A couple inches of snow, and then I'll put the straw on top of that. Guess what? They stopped running around the snow. I mean, they might just dig a little bit, but there's nothing below they can get into, and so it cured that problem. So now I wait until there's a couple inches of snow, and then I put the straw on top of that. So I beat them at their game there. Another one here. Good. See, I'll go back later on and just make sure these runners are clipped off. There's still more time that some of these plants grow bigger if they want to, but I really like that tip about make sure you pull off some of the runners so they don't suck the nutrients out of the mother plant. Some actually grow strawberries where there's no runners at all. They cut them all off and just have the plant itself. I tried that one year, but I found it really cut back my productivity of strawberries, but maybe it was a problem where I wasn't feeding enough during the year either, so that could be a two-sided thing there. There's another one there. Yeah, there's a lot of runners in there. Some use scissors to cut it, but I got pretty strong nails, just pop them off. Some use pruners to cut the runners off. There we go. See, I don't like this. This is for some reason that plant is dying back. Some kind of disease in there, so let's get rid of that plant. I shouldn't be doing that. These are brand new strawberry plants. Okay. Oops. Okay. We'll keep that guy. Didn't mean to pull you out. Sorry about that. We'll give it a good little feeding. Take the runner off of that one there. All right, good. Get some more in here. Wow, look at them all in here. Whew. I find if you got too many runners, you just get a bunch of little berries. Okay. Wow, that's a really nice one. Okay. Another one in here. We got something else going on over here. I see. Looks like some more another dead plant in there. Wow. I don't know what I grew here a couple years ago, but I'm pretty careful. I look back. I keep my track of everything pretty well as far as on garden plans. I don't throw them out. I go back about 4 years and see what was in that plant over 4 years, in that bed over 4 years. But hey, it could be just something else going on in the soil. Things aren't going to be always perfect. Okay. Any more? Here's another one here. Another one there. There are little worms hanging out of that. Hope you can see. I always make sure to get the right angle for you. Here we go. We'll break off these runners. Now this is looking a little empty, so I'm actually going to put that plant back in there. There's not much sitting here in this area, so I'm going to transplant that right back in the spot where it came from. Okay. Yeah, it's a little dry in there, but be careful not to mess the roots up too much. Here we go. I think we got them all. All right. I'll go back through. I'm gonna get this little. I'm gonna go through, hit the runners a little heavy with this bed here. Then I'll give it a little fish emusion at the end, just to give it a little extra push, as I did disturb some of the roots in there. I guess you just getting too close together. They're not going to get much strawberry. They're going to just a bunch of small berries if you don't pull some of those runners out. Okay, well, this worked out really well. I'm really excited about that. Yep, that's not looking good either. It should not be like that. It's all built up like that. Well, I'm gonna. Like this middle section of this bed must have some disease in there. Interesting. I'm going to pull it out and put a new plant in there. All right. That's fine there, but just don't like the way that plant looks. Let's throw it out. Okay. I'll just stick this plant in its place. There we go. All right. Much better. Okay. So we'll go ahead and pick these guys up and move them to the next spot where I got some places already in mind where these can go. I'm just checking the beds out here, make sure nothing's missing that needs some plants stuck on them before I take care of the bed that's really suffering. That looks good. That looks good. I think we'll pop one right here. There we go. Okay. All right. Awesome. I'm pretty happy with that one there. Okay, let's go ahead and, before I forget, to give these guys some nutrients. Said I was going to do that, didn't I? Okay, there we go. Give it a nice drink. Nice fish emulsion. I buy it by the gallon size. I do use it for a lot of my berries. Like throughout the season, the whole garden probably will get treated with fish emulsion at one point or another. And I do use a lot of the granular fertilizer for certain things to help things move along there. per what I'm growing, like corn, tomatoes. You get certain nutrients for that. Let's go ahead and put a few of these in, and I'll fill his bed up, and we'll see how it looks like when we get done with it. Yeah, it's better, much more. It's up a little bit. They look bound. Like I said, this bed's on his last year, but I think by doing this, I'll be able to get a little more life out of that bed for this next season. Grab a bunch of these and throw them around. Put one in there. Put one in here. Stick one down there. Yeah, we'll see how this does. If it does, a new way of dealing with strawberry plants for the next year. Boy, I'm glad I caught that on that YouTube from Miranda Gardner. Learn a lot from other YouTubers how to become a better gardener, that's for sure. A lot of things people try out and don't do too well, and like I've had things not work out too well on me. Like one's the strawberries, not feeding them enough. Here we go. What we got left here? We got 2 left, 3 left. Let's go check the air bed over here. See how she's looking over here. I'm gonna give this celery a little shot of fish emusion today. It's looking good, but just this is the time it wants to grow well. It's the fall. This bed's not looking too bad, actually. Yeah, we'll throw one in here. Like I say, the increase with the fertilizer. Sure. What do we use? Kelp and also bloodmeal. Big difference. Wow. I'm really encouraged. We'll put one in here. And got one left. We'll stick it over here. I see a spot for it right over here. Okay, well, we pretty well got it. Got our last one to put right in the middle here. And here we go. Stick this guy in here. And now we're going to give it a nice drink of fish emulsion. I'm really excited to see how this comes out. Okay. Probably should have marked where the plants were, because I don't know where they were, but I can kind of tell they're big and fluffy looking. The leaves are standing up pretty tall there. Yeah, this is going to be great. I'm really excited about this. I had very little strawberries. Even like to give away strawberries to people, and I bury enough to make. When I keep enough to make some jam, which I did. Usually I make 2 crops of jam, but I'm going to make 1 this year. Wife wasn't too happy about that because she loves the strawberry jam. I'm a black raspberry one myself, and they're coming along okay out there. I'm not too impressed, but hey, we got that treatment to give them the to treat for the viruses that they get. So we'll be treating it with lime sulfur to get the fungus that come through that they get hit with, which comes from wild black raspberries and wild blackberries. All right. Well, I think we're going to be in good shape for strawberries next year. Sorry about that. Let's get some of these bigger runners out of here. I'll come back later on and do a little fine tuning on this here. So there you go. There's some new ideas for how to make a better looking strawberry bed off of the new berries, the new plants you planted. In fact, Dawkins, watching him, Marigna Gardner, I don't think he buys any strawberry plants because of that. What he does, he just takes some runners every year, puts them into pots like that, and then comes through and lifts them out, and those become his new plants for his new bed. So something to keep an eye on. So I'm going to see how this does. If these plants do well up here. Unfortunately, the bed's not going to stay too long, but I did hit some of those beds over there with that are going to be there for a little while longer. I say I typically get 5 years out of a raised bed for strawberries. The 6th year they go bye-bye. So 5 to 6 years. But if I'm finding that even the ones I transplanted out that way, those other 2 beds I did some transplants over there, if they look good next year, in this 3rd year, maybe we'll cut some costs on buying strawberry seedlings or baby strawberry plants. And we'll go this route in the future. So, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back pretty soon to start putting down the winter ryegrass, the different fertilizers, and limes in these raised beds, and show you how I put one of these guys together. But we'll be back shortly. Have a good rest of your day. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed this, and hit the bell so you get more notifications. Have a great day.